What's up, Pariah Kamikaze? I want to talk about UFC 230's main event, Daniel Cormier versus Derrick Lewis. Pretty much the way everybody thought it would go. Daniel Cormier mauled him. I'm surprised he didn't get him out quicker than he did. Got him out, I think, in the second round. Man, he could have put him out in the first round. Classic grappler versus striker fight. I think we learned from UFC 1, like the earlier UFCs, what happens when you pit a really good grappler versus a striker with pretty much no grappling prowess whatsoever. But yeah, and it was so weird. They were trying to sell the fight like, oh man, Derrick Lewis has this major chance. Dana White, all the media charlatans, just because he's ranked number 2 in the world. Dude, being ranked number 2 in the world at heavyweight isn't like being ranked number 2 at middleweight and welterweight or lightweight. Huge difference. It's like being a state champion wrestler in Texas versus being a state champion wrestler somewhere in California or Ohio or somewhere in the Midwest. Huge difference of the caliber of competition. But yeah, went exactly the way I thought it would go, went exactly the way everyone knew it would go. Even Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis knew he was gonna lose that fight. And the interesting thing about the build-up to the fight was Daniel Cormier's demeanor. Daniel Cormier was really happy-go-lucky, very nice to Derrick Lewis. I mean, usually Daniel Cormier is a very competitive person, hyper-competitive, and he usually does a little bit of poking at his opponents. He isn't too crazy like a Conor McGregor or just a Tito Ortiz, but he does sometimes poke at his opponents. He makes backhanded remarks sometimes, but this time he was super nice, happy-go-lucky, and I just look at it as a sign that he pretty much thought it was a gimme fight. Like, he knew he'd smoke Derrick Lewis. Usually, listen, when people, hyper-competitive people are really nice to you, 9 times out of 10, they don't respect you. They don't see you as a threat. When people are only nice to people they don't feel threatened by. So the fact that he was just so like cool and chill throughout the whole build-up, it shows he even knew it was a gimme fight. Everybody knew it was a gimme fight. Man, I don't even know why people was trying to sell the puncher's chance shit. You know, it kills me every time people do that. They try to sell the puncher's chance. Listen, if you're banking on the puncher's chance, what that means is you don't have the skill set to beat the other guy, so you're just banking on hitting the lotto. That's how I look at the puncher's chance. You're just hoping that you somehow the miracle happens and bam, you get them out of there. Like, if I go into a fight, I don't want to go in there and win because of the puncher's chance. I'm gonna go in there and win because 9 times out of 10 I'm supposed to win. But yeah, all this puncher's chance shit, come on, let's get real, man. Everybody knew what was gonna happen. Being ranked number 2 in the world don't mean shit, especially at heavyweight. Most heavyweights, come on, they scrubs. Let's be real. The heavyweight division is like the most boring. It's the most boring division out there, you know? Even on most cards, the lighter weights fight more often than the heavyweights. Now you can argue that it's because big dudes aren't as common as smaller dudes. Like, the bigger you get, the less competition there is. There aren't many giants walking around on this earth. And that's true, but still, the amount of heavyweights there are, you would think there would be some entertaining ones, some people that really go and press the action, but not many. So I think it's a kind of a good thing that Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion, because it's always like a drought when it comes to the heavyweight divisions. Like, Stipe was pretty good, you know, he did his thing, he broke records. And who else? Cain Velasquez was a pretty dominant, entertaining heavyweight. Brock Lesnar he went after it as well. It was never really a boring Brock Lesnar fight, but over the most part, heavyweights just like whatever. But so I think it's a good thing that Daniel Cormier is the heavyweight champion. Who knows? Maybe fight Brock, maybe fight John Jones. I don't know. But yeah, I think everyone knew that was a gimme fight. DC knew it was a gimme fight. That's why he was so respectful. Like, The reason DC is so mean to John Jones because he knows John Jones is better than him. That's why he's always really competitive. People are very narcissistic and jealous and bitter and territorial towards people they feel threatened by. And you didn't see any of that with regard to how he was treating Derrick Lewis. So yeah, it was a gimme fight. It was a good fight. I liked it, but everybody knew that was going to happen. And it was a fight that showed how dominant grappling still is. You can take a striker with 0 grappling and put him against a grappler with 0 striking, and the grappler is always going to have the edge. Nothing has changed since the early days of the UFC with regard to pure grappling versus pure striking. You know, that's why people try to become as well-rounded as they possibly can. Not saying that DC doesn't have any striking. DC can throw them hands, but you get my point. And but yeah, until then, I just want to say this too, with regard to the black hole. The black hole is not a pastime paradise. New day, new era. Stay sharp, stay focused, and more importantly, stay strategic. Happiness, smiling, and joy, that's only for when victory is in the palm of your hands. Until then, later.